India, the land of centuries old philosophies that guide us towards freedom and inner mastery. It's the birthplace of teachings of detachment and the pursuit of the highest state of consciousness. However, an intriguing contrast is quietly brewing beneath the surface and staring point blank at us, like the emergence of bubbles out of nowhere on a shimmering lake. Each bubble, born in silence, expands gently as it moves upwards. There's something oddly captivating about this quiet journey, fragile yet full of promise and potential. As they reach the surface, some linger momentarily, while others burst almost instantly, vanishing as if they never existed. In some ways, we are like these bubbles. Our path to the top is also filled with growth and fragility. The higher we climb, the more vulnerable we become, and the constant tension between expansion and collapse grows. It makes one wonder, are we creating an environment that nurtures and allows these bubbles to reach their full potential? Or are we, in pursuit of success, causing them to burst before they can truly shine? And here's where the irony whispers. In a land steeped in ancient wisdom on transcending the material and nurturing the mind, today's reality reflects the very facet we seek to escape, a burdensome society. You may have guessed it. This video isn't about bubbles, it's about lives. Lives whose journeys are defined by a complex web of societal, economic, academic, and personal pressures, shaping their ascent or marking their fragility. An incident about a brilliant young employee in a coveted organization with the best degrees in the country who decided to quit on life jolted me to the point of pondering if incidents like these are merely blips on the radar of an otherwise healthy society, or if they hint at an alarming trend lurking beneath the surface. Statistics reveal a crisis. The mental health of future custodians of the nation and future parents who will shape the generations to come is at a critical point. A 2024 NIMHANS report on college students indicates that 18.8% had considered ending their lives, with 12.4% of them in the last year itself, with 6.7% having attempted it at some point. Further, 33.6% of participants reported moderate to severe symptoms of depression, and 23.2% reported moderate to severe symptoms of anxiety. Another recent study by the National Institute of Health mentions that the rate of depression and anxiety ranges between 30 to 40% among school students alone. The urgency of the issue hasn't gone unnoticed in popular culture. Films such as Chichore, Three Idiots, Wake Up Sid, Udaan, Tare Zameen Par, and so on have sought to portray the mental and emotional challenges experienced by young people. These films share a common thread, with key themes being challenging the controversial narratives of success and failure, urging both society and individuals to reconsider the true meaning of achievement, the need for empathy, the importance of mental health, and the dangers of equating one's worth solely with academic or professional success. But despite their box office success, have these films truly altered societal attitudes, or are they just popcorn for thought? Despite their popularity and the conversations they sparked, the real-world impact appears limited. Indian youth, aged between 15 to 29 years, have one of the largest rates of people who quit on life in the world, and this is a leading cause of death in this age group. Yet, there remains an absolute lack of comprehensive studies and research addressing mental health issues among Indian youth. One study by the Indian Council of Medical Research in 2021 highlights the top reasons for the significant portion of youth wanting to take their lives in India. Now, these reasons can be divided into interpersonal reasons, which means relation with external factors like family or financial status, and intrapersonal reasons, which means something occurring within an individual's mind or self. Among interpersonal reasons, the first is economic distress. In India, success is largely defined by academic achievement and securing a well-paying job, a mindset shaped by generations of financial insecurity. Many parents, having faced their struggles, believe education is the key to a better life. And they are not wrong, especially in a country where job opportunities don't always match qualifications. Students feel helpless when they realize their education, seen as their escape from poverty, may not guarantee employment. The pressure to succeed academically and secure a job is overwhelming, with economic pressure and academic stress becoming lethal. But is the pressure on Indian youth greater than elsewhere? A study by the American Psychological Association found similar stress levels among US college students driven by academic and career aspirations. It's like realizing that no matter where you go, the pressure to succeed follows you like an overzealous motivational speaker. Then what is the issue? The difference is in the cultural value placed on education and hard work in India. It's not about only economic survival, but legacy, pride, and cultural heritage. A study done by Tata Institute of Social Sciences in 2020 revealed many parents view education as a way to uphold family pride. So, this explains the punitive measures still used by teachers and parents, like hitting or shaming, to enforce discipline. While laws protect students at school, the situation at home is still a concern. By the way, these punitive measures date back to the colonial era, when British educational policies emphasized discipline and obedience, aiming to produce clerks rather than thinkers or innovators. The traditional Indian education system was very different and efficient enough to attract the most prodigious scholars from the world. But we will not get into that today. Long story short, studies show that punitive measures often backfire. It's like trying to grow a plant by yelling at it. Research published in the Indian Journal of Psychiatry in 2019 found that students subject to harsh discipline are more likely to suffer from mental health issues. Punishment creates a toxic atmosphere that stifles key traits for healthy growth and real success, like creativity, curiosity, self-esteem, love of learning, problem solving, innovation, and emotional regulation, because they develop a deep-seated fear of failure. On the other hand, a 2022 Journal of Educational Psychology argues that structured, test-based learning environments foster discipline and a strong work ethic. India's education system isn't broken, it's a sign of cultural continuity. Comparison with other countries shows that there is no one-size-fits-all solution. While Scandinavian countries prioritize well-being and happiness, they face criticism for lacking competitiveness. In contrast, China, Japan, and South Korea's rigid education system produce some of the world's top-performing students. While it is clear that there are challenges within Indian education, it's equally important to recognize the parenting systems and cultural, economic, and historical context that shape these practices. This brings us to the second interpersonal reason: family dynamics and relationship issues. Problems related to family and romantic partners are intense in India. For instance, romantic relationships that lack family or social approval can cause emotional distress, and the absence of acceptance or support isolates youngsters, deepening feelings of loneliness. Unfulfilled aspirations in career or lifestyle further complicate these dynamics. Lack of empathy from close ones leads to a breakdown in communication, and societal stigma around mental health often prevents students from seeking help, leaving them to struggle in silence. As a result, they begin to experience feelings and symptoms such as constant worry, irritation, restlessness, anger, inability to concentrate, persistent sadness, hopelessness, frequent crying, change in appetite, stomach issues, and a loss of interest in activities they once enjoyed. Situations that seem trivial to others can feel overwhelming to them. These symptoms often lead to isolation as they withdraw from social interactions, finding little comfort in others' company. Small inconveniences or misunderstandings can trigger intense anger in them. This anger may be directed inward, manifesting as self-blame or thoughts of self-harm, or outward, leading to blaming others and possibly harming them. Impulsivity, another common symptom, can result in reckless behavior during emotional overwhelm, with lasting negative consequences for themselves and others. And this brings us to the intrapersonal reasons, which are strongly associated with the symptoms experienced and can be understood on three interconnected levels. Level 1 is thinking. This level involves how your surroundings and factors like cultural norms, parenting styles, Societal pressures, economic conditions, and the education system shape your thoughts. These external influences shape your perception of the world and how you respond emotionally. For example, growing up in a society that emphasizes competition might lead to a more achievement oriented mindset, while a nurturing family environment might promote empathy and emotional understanding. In short, your thinking is not isolated but deeply connected to the environment you are raised in. Level 2 is feeling. After thoughts, your emotions come into play. Both positive and negative emotions interact to influence your overall state of mind. Positive emotions, such as joy and contentment, help build resilience, which is the ability to bounce back from challenges. Resilience is crucial because it helps cope with life's pressures. On the other hand, negative emotions, if left unresolved, like from past trauma or unmet emotional needs, can lead to anxiety and depression. People with high resilience tend to recover from emotional setbacks more quickly than getting stuck in cycles of negative emotions. And finally, we have level 3, which is acting. Your ability to manage emotions or emotional regulation directly influences your behavior. Low resilience often results in emotional dysregulation, where people struggle to control their emotions. This can manifest as sudden outbursts, prolonged sadness, or impulsive actions. For example, if someone is discouraged from openly expressing themselves, it will lead to deterioration of his or her emotional intelligence, further leading to the individual lacking the tools to handle emotions. With time and growing emotional emptiness, this imbalance can lead to drastic actions on themselves or others, unless intervened with the right support, awareness, and practice. Ultimately, like bubbles, each one of us has varying internal strengths. Some of you may be equipped with self awareness, confidence, and emotional resilience, enabling you to rise above the pressures around you. Others may feel fragile and overwhelmed by challenges, much like bubbles that burst under their strain. For them, developing a solid core through mental health practices is key to withstand any pressure. If you are a student or young adult navigating life's challenges, remember that challenges, whether academic, personal, or social, are shaping your resilience. Like bubbles formed in deeper waters, you grow stronger through adversity, learning to withstand life's pressures. To build further resilience, you can start some practical habits. Mindfulness, meditation, or mudras can help you manage stress, while regular exercise and nourishing fresh food strengthen your body and release endorphins to counter anxiety. Keep a consistent sleep schedule so your mind can function at its best and fuel yourself with nutritious food. Cutting back on caffeine and social media can reduce stress and improve focus. Small changes like these create a foundation that helps you rise above daily pressures. Prioritize balance, make time for hobbies, engage in positive social activities, and don't hesitate to seek help when needed. If expectations become overwhelming, please reach out, whether to someone you trust through journaling or by seeking professional guidance. If you are a parent, teacher, or boss, your role is crucial. Just as cooler waters provide a stable environment for bubbles, a supportive and nurturing space helps students thrive. At home, in the classroom, or workplace, foster an atmosphere where young people feel safe to express themselves and take risks. Encourage a healthy balance where they feel understood and supported, yet healthily challenged. This will help them face life's pressures head on. But before supporting others, make sure you prioritize your own mental health. Lead by example, prioritizing your own mental well being while inspiring those around you to pass on the kindness. To create a world where young minds can flourish, we must take collective responsibility for ourselves and each other. Only then can we shift toward a more supportive and empathetic environment where everyone, like bubbles, can rise and truly shine. Please share your experiences or any advice you may have for overcoming mental health challenges in the comments below. Your story could be the key to helping someone else. Let's make mental health a priority. This is your host Soumya, and together, let's keep the conversation on mental health going. Thank you.
Keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on